What's going on, guys? My name is FeintAttacks, and today I have a video regarding Pokemon Sun and Moon, the brand new starters that got released. Now just please note, this is not 100% official. I've seen this image go around Twitter. I actually saw Kirsten do a video on it. You can check it out on her YouTube channel as well. I'll put the link down below in the description, because she goes on to talk about just the possible evolutions for the brand new starters that got released. And I just wanted to get my thoughts off on it. The images look kind of sketchy, but somewhat still amazing that these people can, go through the effort to make fan art and whatnot and actually tie it to somewhat that they could possibly look like evolutions. Anyway, starting off with Rowlet's evolution, I have got no idea on how to translate this. As you know, I'm not Japanese, so I try to be with my weebiness, but it ain't gonna happen. Anyways, I was speaking to Kirsten about this, and a lot of people have been basing this off a Honchkrow design. I mean, I could totally see the resemblance with the wing up coming down and the other wing just chilling there, but the possibility of this actually looking real could be somewhat effective, using it as to the main typing, like the main prototype I want to say is the next evolution. It somewhat looks like legit, but it's one of those things that you just don't want to believe that is real, and it possibly can't be real, if you get what I mean. It's one of those type of things, but the evolution kind of does look somewhat what it could be, but as I was saying, it was based off the Honchkrow evolution as well, so you can't really tie it down to that. I mean, to be honest, like, shout out to the person who ever made this. If I do find them, I'll put their links down below, but it somewhat does look resembling like a Rowlet. Obviously, it's just got a little bit bigger, and and it's not that just like little chubby thing just chilling anymore, so I kind of can see the resemblance of this looking like an actual evolution for it, but the fact that it's not going to really happen it's like 99%, because a lot of people are saying they're fake, but if they turn out to be real, it'd be kind of wild. Moving over to Litten's evolution. Now, this is something that I could see actually happen. Maybe this Pokemon, when it evolves, because it's like starting off as it's on 4 legs, and as an evolution came along, kind of like the Fennekin and the Braixen evolution line, as that thing was on the floor for Fennekin, and then it evolved into Braixen that stood up and got a stick from somewhere we don't even know, but there was like hiding a stick in its evolution. So it somewhat could be like based off of the actual evolution if it were to be real. I see this could be potentially a thing. So moving from Litten's evolution, how it was on the floor with its all 4 legs, now it's come up to standing on 2 legs, kinda could be something that would happen. I mean, they've done it before with such as things like Tepig evolving into Pignite, and that thing comes off its feet. Starts off like a little baby thing, and then it comes off into a bigger one. Not many really evolutions really keep their normal stats, like how they're... As I say stats, I mean I kind of like how they're based originally, I want to say. So it starts off like they're all these baby Pokemon, and then you see the like mid evolutions get a little bit tall, get a little bit bigger, and the final evolutions change quite a lot. But as I say, like, what I'm trying to say basically is, as we've seen many Pokemon start off, when it's ever been based off a Pokemon with all on 4 legs, it then turns into a Pokemon that's literally just stood back on 2. Like I said, Tepig and Pignite, Fennekin and Braixen, and now Litten, and what possibly could ever be Litten's next evolution. So I could see them actually doing a design like this for Litten. Probably not this type of design, but I could see somewhat resembling it. This could possibly be a next step for Litten, which I feel like it'll not be this design, but it'll be based off like coming up and standing on its 2 legs. I feel like that'll be true. If they keep it where it's still stood on all 4 legs, I'll be pretty happy with that, because it's kind of like tying in with the cat features. We don't really see many cats stood on 2 legs, so it'd be really cool if they could do that. Moving on to the Sea Lion, the Popplio evolution. Possibly they've tried to base this thing off like a clown type of Pokemon as much as they can. They've got the weight, like the red cape coming off, the little thing coming around its neck, and it possibly could be like an idea for an evolution for the Pokemon, because possibly many people have been basing this Pokemon around like a clown type thing to it, with the nose, and just how everything ties into Popplio's evolution. It could possibly be an idea that spark of what its next evolution would look like. I mean, tying it down, it's hard to think what I could base this Pokemon off, but it's somewhat resembling what possibly could be an evolution design, I want to say, for the Pokemon. Something not too much, it's hard to say when things aren't real. It really is hard to say because you don't want to say too much things that aren't real, so a lot of people are going to disagree. But then if you say too less things and there's more people think, you know, you could speculate on this part why they could be real, or you could speculate on that part why they're real. Well, 100% these probably will not even be how the next evolution like lineup for the Pokemon will look. It's crazy that people, you know, like I said, go through this effort, make these speculations to make these designs for the Pokemon, but these are ideas that people are having just based off the first stage and then Pokemon before that. Now, I feel like Rowlet's next evolution, moving on to its second stage, will not possibly get too much bigger. I want to say it will get somewhat bigger, but coming to its next evolution, I feel like it may get a little bit, it's harder to say because, you know, you don't want to say too much wrong stuff and that. So I feel like that design, like I said, it's based off the Honchkrow design, like a lot of people have said. I feel like that won't potentially be an actual design, what they could do, but for the Litten and Popplio is somewhat an idea that's been taken into mind based off how other Pokemon have evolved up. Like with Litten, with like the Tepig, and as I say, like stand up on 2 feet, and then they've based Popplio's next evolution on what many people have like speculated around it, you know, being like a clown Pokemon and coming up to something where it stood on its 2 legs, and you know, just how a sea lion normally just like claps and stuff like that. So it's something really good to speculate on. I'm all down, if I'm 100% honest. I would like Litten's next evolution to symbolize looking like that, but potentially, like I said, it's not really going to happen. These are just fake leaks that we found on the internet, and it's always fun to speculate on it. But I just want to do this video to get my thoughts off on it and let you guys think what you think as well. Like I said, I'll put Kirsten's video down below in the description in case you want to go ahead and check that out. Please leave your, I want to say, speculations and whatnot on what you think of these Pokemon, and pull out what could like possibly be the next evolution for the Pokemon, because it's always fun to do that, and I always love to read comments that look like that. So guys, if you did enjoy this mini little theory, it's not, well, not theory, I want to say, this kind of my thoughts and speculations off it, I want to say, video, give it a thumbs up right below. It is super greatly appreciated. My name is FeintAttacks, and I will catch you guys back in the next video. Bye.